see a pattern, one of the ways in which you determine when there's things going on in the bloodline, there are different things. You look at like marital patterns. Do the marriages last? Do the marriages break? What happens? You also look at prosperity patterns in the family. Do they ever get wealthy? And if they do they lose the money at a point? It's very important because you see, it is through your labor you get wealth. And so your money and your wealth is usually a reflection of your life. So there's a strong connection there, and why gods usually ask for sacrifices. So you look at the wealth patterns in the family. You also want to look at mental health patterns. There are some families that people actually go crazy. You see that maybe the uncle, is in a mental institution, or the auntie or the grandfather. It's a pattern. There's something there that speaks about the invasion of darkness that corrupts the capacity of them to have a sound mind. And so you have to look at mental health patterns. What is the lapse or weakness in the minds of people in this bloodline? Another thing you want to look at is childbirth. Because barrenness is usually a sign of a curse in a land. So you want to ask yourself, what happened in the land even before I was born that is causing, barrenness that is seen as a pattern at the moment. You also want to look at like positions in the family. So there are some cases, how the Bible says that every firstborn son that opened the womb is meant to be dedicated unto God. Mm-hmm. And so you have to look at positions, what happens with the firstborn sons, what happens, with the daughters, what happens, there are different laws that follows the position of birthing. And so the position of birthing determines a lot. Now, the good thing about generations is that it gives us the opportunity to be able to plot and to come up with a conclusion about what's going on in that bloodline. Now, that being said, you then realize that Satan only copies and deceives and derails, but God is the original holder of blueprint. And many times Satan comes for what already exists as a gift in a family. So there are some families that are separated onto priesthood. And what he then does is that he comes and corrupts that priesthood by enticing the gatekeepers to dedicate themselves to demonic priesthood. So there are some families that are naturally called by God to be priests, and Satan comes and he tries to take that priesthood, So there are some families that are already called by God to carry wealth, and so Satan comes and either corrupts their knowledge of wealth creation or forces them to use their wealth to build demonic structures that the enemy then uses to infiltrate the earth. So for you to be able to come to deliverance, you have to study, number one, history,